Now, the rest of the story.
Cell phone video because I forgot my GoPro, so you guys don't get to listen to me sit and talk while I'm baling today. So we just got done, or I just got done at the Valley Farm. This is the last of the first cut that was down here. As you can see, all the bare spots was clover. And I got a little bit of hay tonight I gotta make, so I gotta talk quick. But if you can look, we got the darker patches right through here. That's part of the seeding that I put in. So I know this because after doing this whole field, you can definitely tell that the darker patches is the new growth that I seeded in, or interseeded this year. The lighter stuff, the patchier stuff, is pre-existing. Now, what I'm looking at, I think my GoPro would probably catch this better. You can actually see my seed trench. That's what this is, from when I seeded it. And you can actually see, well, even this guy, but you can see all the new growth that's coming up that, quite honestly, I thought had died off. The reason I say that is because we had that dry spell early on after bugs. After I seeded it, I actually waited like a week or two to get enough rain to even get the seed to germinate. Now everybody says grass will be grass and it's impossible to get rid of, once you get it established. Well, my part is I'm just trying to get it established. I have no intentions of ever running this place as row crops. The deer pressure is incredibly stupid. 2 separate times this spring alone, I counted, was it 23 deer? Because I was over across the road looking across, and you could count 23 deer along through here one night, and I think I had 27 the next. So this is deer heaven down here, it seems, and I'm not much of a hunter anymore. Not saying I wouldn't, but I need one of those deer cabins, or hunter cabins with heat, that's sitting out in the cold ground in November. It doesn't work for me anymore. So we got plenty of regrowth coming up, plenty of bugs. Yes, it's July 20th, 19th, I believe. So kind of looking at it as like an oats crop. I looked at the video Ryan posted on how farms work when we were making the bottom, and you could actually see, or definitely I could because I'm running the place, I could definitely tell that it wasn't worth cutting this when we made the bottom. Kind of a good management decision that I stumbled upon, because Ryan and I were really thinking about cutting it. Glad we didn't, because we got everything else done right before the rain. But as long as, like I said, as long as this isn't foxtail coming up, and I'll go ahead and own up to it. I couldn't tell you each of these different grass species that are in here that are growing, especially not when they're that big. So I do have, I put like 8 different seeds in, because I had the 4 different seeds that was in that Grass Master mix, plus alfalfa, plus 50-pound bag of Timothy, 3 150-pound bags of Reed Canary that were mixed together and put in at 5 pounds to the acre. The Grass Master was put in at 23 pounds to the acre. The alfalfa was seeded at whatever it was set. No, Ryan actually dropped the rate down real low just to make it last, but it was only like 30 pounds, and it's not like the alfalfa was really meant to do anything when we put it down. It was just to use it up and not just let it sit in the corner of the shed until we get moisture in it and it ruins it anyway. Same thing with the 2 bags of oats that we threw in. Kind of sporadic across the field, but I guess it's tonnage. But I don't know if you guys would really believe that this is a first cut bale. It's not the prettiest. We got some, as you can tell, some overripe material. But to be honest, know your markets, I guess. And if I take this bad boy, and they all look like this too, actually, they look beautiful. Take this up and to sell it. It'll turn a head or two, which is all that really matters. The bugs are a huge issue. Probably gonna have to do something about that. Problem is I lost my sprayer tractor at the moment. The 4640 decided to have an attitude, and we have an SCV issue we got to address before I could even begin to want to come down and spray for bugs and spray fertilizer. That's the next question. It's the 20th of July or 19th, I really don't know. Am I going to put fertilizer down on this? The big question is when are we going to get rain? Because the regrowth on this stuff is pretty wicked. I mean, we cut this Saturday. Today is Tuesday, and that's all regrowth coming back already. You can see how much it's greened up. It wasn't this green on Saturday when we cut it. And I'm hoping that, and there I go swearing again, that seeding that I put in this spring will really start to come up through. It's getting plenty of sunlight now. We actually had that 2 inches of rain. The ground actually has moisture in it, believe it or not. A lot of the big cracks that were on the lower part of the farm were actually pretty well sealed up. Just the soil types that we got down here, another part of the reason as to why I just have no desire to raise row crops down here. The farm can produce hay. It can produce hay. I already knew I was going to kind of take a kick to the legs with what my yield was going to be on this, but here's the thing. It ran 67 bales across this whole farm. That's 67 bales that are 60 inches tall, right? Somebody do the math, because I'm using my phone right now. Last year I had 90 bales approximately that were 54 inches. So take those 67 times 6, that extra 6 inch, or yeah, 67 times 60 divided by 54, and that'll get you approximately how it compares to last year. So hasn't gotten rained on. They were actually threatened us with rain tonight, but they took it out of the forecast, and they're not really calling for rain for the 10-day. Big reason why I prefer to do the liquid fertilizer, because yes, it still does need moisture, a 1/4 of an inch to actually get it into the roots. But if you do liquid fertilizer, liquid 32, which I could actually take you over and show you some lines where I did and didn't spray the liquid on the rest of the farm, and there is a very significant difference in the amount of plant health, grass health, and the growth that is already there. So I'm really going to be keeping an eye on everything that's coming up through here. Go through even the 1st of August, which I'm hoping it's not the 1st of August when I do it. Hit it with a healthy dose of nitrogen, which is what grass absolutely loves, and let it grow for 30 to 45 days, because I'm thinking mid-September, because if I say the 1st September, it'll be the middle of September, so enough time to get enough regrowth on here to say, hey, second cut was worth it. This new seeding starts to take off. I really wasn't expecting to see much payout on that seeding I did this year. I was told by the forage expert that I talked to for 45 minutes to an hour this spring, that you aren't going to see it. Actually a good little spot right through here, and for the sake of sounding like a complete idiot, I'm not sure 100% what's coming in through here, but it's something. Makes me feel a little bit better that it's not foxtail, because like I said, here's my seed trench, and yeah, there's my seed trench. I think we're on not in a headland, but it's growing actually in a little bit of a line, so positive thoughts, I guess. Hopefully next year all these bare spots will be filled in and we'll really be yielding. I'm gonna flip you around. I gotta get going because I have people that are already looking for me, but I'm happy with how the bales turned out for being first cut at the end of July. they're dry. That's another thing I wanted to say too. Cut it Saturday, made it Tuesday, even with the weather we have, because we have some haziness going on. If I would have had the clover in it, I would still be fighting to get this stuff dry. And in southwest Wisconsin, typically, we don't have very many strings of days that are actually where you can actually cut it, get it dried, get it baled, get it hauled. So the goal is to get this stuff hauled in before it even gets any rain on it. And having to fight to get it dry is a big negative to putting up the clover. I'm looking, this is 40 acres right here. 67 bales on 40 acres is pitiful. That's fine. I did that on purpose. I feel like I have to repeat myself a lot. Welcome to YouTube, right? Yeah. I gotta get going because it's just a matter of time before my phone starts ringing. My goal was to hopefully see maybe possibly 100 bales. Well, 100 bales down here alone would have been great, but I have about 12 more acres to make. And if it gets me close to another 15-20 bales, won't be the end of the world. My goal is 600 bales for the end of the year. I'm already I'm already over halfway there. And after I get the rest of the stuff made, well over halfway there. And then to say that second cut will at least get me to 600 bales, I say it's got a pretty healthy shot at it. But until later, next time, tomorrow, whenever I remember to turn on the camera, take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys later.